There's my crackers. Wind blew them off my table. So anyways, this is a boat tour. I got a new subscriber. I told him I would do a boat tour for him. I store 2 tackle boxes under there. I have a toolbox over there. Better. Better. I've got a new subscriber as of last week, and he asked me to do a tour of my boat, how I have it set up. Keep getting little bites. Must be little bass. Nothing I want. But anyways, he asked for a tour of my boat, how I have it set up. Tackle boxes. I have 2 downriggers on the back. Manual. Everything in this boat is manual. Simple to deal with. Simple to work on. And that's how I like it. I push the boat with a 8-horse Johnson. This is a 16-foot Starcraft boat from back in the, I would say, early 70s. I purchased this boat 5 years ago, sitting on a trailer for $250. It was a steering wheel boat with a walk-through. I like these older boats because of these railings. They work out good for tackle. Everything you see on it except for the handlebars out there, I added to the boat myself. These things here came from flea markets and everything else. I have a 13-gallon fuel tank sets up in the front. I keep it covered right now with a old rain jacket to keep the sun off it. My floor is made out of hemlock boards. I like the old boats because they have what's called floor joist in the bottom, and it gives me a nice flat floor, which I really like. All of my tackle boxes, I have 3 in this boat. They're underneath the seats. I also always carry a spare motor. That's an 8-horse Johnson, older style. It runs great. It is my plan B. Sometimes this shoreline that we're fishing is really, really good for salmon. So let's see. I always have a spare fuel tank. I run the 13 gallons. I have another fuel tank here, just in case there's ever a problem. I have an extra fuel line over there, in case there's an extra problem. I have a toolbox that's under my seat that has got all the little odds and end parts that you might need for your outboard to be able to fix it right where we're setting. I power my depth finder with a lawnmower battery. The only thing I use this for is the depth of the water. Once I get away from the shoreline here, I will turn back and show you this end of the boat. I got an orange bucket up there that has my anchor in it. The green chest is for my fish. I have a tarp over here for bad weather. My downrigger balls, other downrigger stuff. Outside of that, what you see is what you got. I do have a hand water pump, sometimes just for pumping out rainwater. Just because it rains. You can see in the back of my boat, there's not a drop of water down there. This boat doesn't leak a bit. It's really a nice fishing boat for $250. I don't believe in spending a lot of money on boats. I would definitely not make a payment on a boat. A monthly payment on a boat. It floats, it moves in the water. We had another bite. Wish they'd bite them harder. It floats, it moves in the water, and catches all the fish I need without a boat payment. There we go. Something. That's probably a small bass. Small, useless bass. Gotta get my pliers out, I guess. That's Canada. I guess that's a Canadian bass. Hello, Paul. Paul, I got 2 Pauls in Canada that I call friends. Hello, Paul. Out of the house with Paul. One of them. They say it's going to rain later on today. We'll see. Some trips up that shoreline, I'll get my limit of salmon. Halfway decent ones. Last year up here I got a 5-pound salmon. We'll see. You know, believe it or not, you can see shore. We're in 15 feet of water. I call that rock right there Tabletop Rock. That was the first place I fished out here. Ice fishing. I caught salmon and cusk. Right here. And now I put a fish house up here. And we fish for salmon, cusk, and whitefish. That's Canada. I'm in Canada right now. I'm one of the few boats out here that can fish in Canada because I buy a Canadian fishing license. Probably another bass. I don't waste too much time cranking them in. Although this one is staying down, this one could be something different. We'll see. What we got here? Came out finally. Oh, just another bass. I need to get my plier. He came off good. I need to get my pliers out. Well, I need to get a jacket out too. I started to say I have a Canadian fishing license, which you don't really need for up here, but it does make it so I can fish the Canadian coves. And I just like having access to the whole lake. This is only one section of the lake. Goes that way another 10 miles. It's breezy and it's chilly out here today. I am frozen right to the bone. It started to rain a little bit here and there, nothing fancy. But that wind is raw. I had to put on my long john top. There's my crackers. Wind blew them off my table. So anyways, this is a boat tour. I got a new subscriber. I told him I would do a boat tour for him. I store 2 tackle boxes under there. I have a toolbox over there. My fish poles. That's about it. I gotta get back in my chair. Better. Better. Well, so far it's been a slow day. Let's see. I'm headed for that point. Maybe some salmon, maybe. Not a boat around. Not a boat around. And this is only one section of this lake. Isn't that something?